Hello viewers, the Model Maniac back here, and today is going to be a different type of video because it's Christmas Eve that I'm recording this. Probably should have done it earlier, and it's probably going to be Christmas Eve that I upload it. And so yeah, I'm going to wish all my viewers a very Merry Christmas. And I didn't actually have any real Christmas trees, but I've gone for the best I could find in terms of modelling. So I've got some Lego ones. And I've also got this illuminated sign that I've had for years now, and so I've got the Model Maniac written out on it. And yeah, so this is going to be a sort of the quick update video before we move into next year. So I don't have to do one after Christmas, and it'll also be the Christmas video. I haven't got anything particularly special planned, other than I'm gonna probably take you through all my models. Really, there's not many of them. Most of them I've built on the channel. But yeah, we'll look at that later. But should we get the really all the boring things out the way first? In terms of the quick update, I will address the fact that I haven't uploaded that much in a recent time. It's been about 50 days, which is quite a lot of time. And it's not like I've been busy modelling, it's just I've been busy doing other things, and I have done some modelling, but I haven't finished a model and filmed it in a long time. And well, I'll take you through what I'm working on at the moment. So yeah, let's go over to the work surface, I guess. Well, the main model that I'm relatively close, well, I've done all the building for is this Sherman Calliope. And well, I'll show you what I've done. So I've nearly completed all the building. Now I am actually filming the build video for this. So you will see that soon-ish, maybe after Christmas, maybe next year, I reckon. But we've built it all, and we're just keeping it in here for now, for painting. I did that a few days ago, and I'm quite happy with it. And I have built that Sherman kit before. Obviously, this is a Calliope, and thus has the rocket tubes welded to the top, fixed to the top. And so I reckon that'd be quite an interesting model. In terms of other stuff I've done, I've been working on models here and there. There's nothing really noteworthy in terms of progress. The main thing is I've got a bit better at modelling, definitely over the year. But I don't think, is there anything? Oh yes, a side project which I'm working on is my granddad gave this to me way before, just in March of this year. He said I did it when I was around his house years ago, and I must have started it. It's a kit from 1976, isn't it? Yeah, you can see at the bottom there, 1976. And it's an old Airfix kit, obviously. Now it's a Polish Lancer, and I've been doing some clearing up of it. So I've been trying to. I'm going to repaint this white to get rid of the marks. And I was experimenting with one of those gloss paints I've got, and I've been painting him in the closest colours I have to what's on the box, because that's all they give you. And I will paint that matte when I'm finished. It's just that's the closest colour I have, and you obviously get this thing can go over there, and then you get your guy who has no head currently because I've taken it off so I can refit it. Yeah, that looked good, and I'm pretty excited. So that's nice, a nice side project to work on. It's a bit fiddly. There's some things I need to cut out in order to do, and glue and stick and fold and things. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that thing. It's just there might be eventually a build thing on it. I haven't really filmed much of it, to be honest. I think that's really it in terms of noteworthy progress. I mean, I just had a brilliant idea. What we'll do tomorrow is, well, I say tomorrow for me, whenever this, I'm been reasonably informed that I've probably got some probably kits for Christmas or whatever, and as I'll probably might do see what I get. If I get anything worthwhile, I'll do a small video on it. Hopefully I will. Anyway, should we move on to probably the bit you're more excited to than this? The actual kits that I've built and things. So yeah, let's move on to that. Okay, so I know it's very dark. This is the only bit of the room that doesn't get much light. But these are the shelves that I've got where I keep all my models that I've done so far. And I installed those glass shelves quite recently, and I think they look quite good. More space efficient then. And just because you can't see them that well, I will any models I feel are noteworthy to show you, I'll take out when we look on the workbench. Right, so this is the one of the most recent ones I've completed. Actually, it's not gone great. This is the beginning. I'm gonna actually have to ask you something in this video. Actually, it's a Mitsubishi Zero kit that I got at a a museum by an old RAF airfield, right? At an air show, and it's the starter kit variant. And I decided, well, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't get the that sort of green paint to work, the yellow green paint that the Zeros have, to work. And although I did have sort of that dark greeny blue paint that some others use, I've already made a Mitsubishi Zero in that colour, so I thought I'd do something different. I had these spare decals left over from when we did the Mark IV, the Grumman, a while back now. But yeah, it came with American decals, and it has, I found a picture of them, a picture of a Mitsubishi Zero with these things on. They've normally got the more, I say, the later version of the American Star on, which has the sort of the bar going through it. A bit different. I haven't got any of those, unfortunately, but I did this, and I'm quite happy with it. And once it did happen, is I don't know if you can see. What would do? Basically, after I did the decals, did the gloss varnish and things, it's going to be really difficult to fix. Can you sort of see the white sort of residue left over? Now I know the matte varnish that I do use does leave this for some people. Come on. Anyway, I don't know what that is. I managed to avoid it on one of my later models. All out of focus, which is good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what caused it originally. That's the thing. Just give you a bit of a zoomed in look at it. I'm quite happy with it actually because it's a bit different. Yeah. Anyway, what else have we got here now? I'll take you through models that haven't been on the channel next. So there's this. Let's switch to a tank. There's this Cromwell tank. Interesting enough, the story behind this tank is quite interesting. I could say that it's not that interesting. I guess because it's the first tank I ever completed. Well, it's not actually. It's the first tank I started building. But then I switched to using the enamel paint, the enamel 159, instead of the acrylic then included, because I couldn't get a Humber acrylic version of it. I don't think they actually make it, but they somehow had it for the starter set. Anyway, right, it really annoyed me because I didn't really know how enamel paints work, and I still don't use enamel paints because they take ages to dry, and that's not the way I like to do things. I'd much rather get the models done in my own time. And it does still, you can still turn the turret, it's still an alright model, but I sort of left it on my shelf for ages. I sort of picked it up, applied a bit more of the acrylic, and actually got back into it, fit the tracks, and yeah, and I think, unfortunately for me, this falsely gave me false hope that maybe I should get some of the other Airfix tanks, not realising that this was a very modern mould. It was all very well moulded, this tank. If you can get this tank and you like Cromwell, you may not even like 176. This is such a nice kit to put together. It's really easy, and these are plastic tracks. These aren't rubber tracks. I haven't glued them down. These are plastic tracks, which is amazing. If only they do that on their 176 stuff nowadays. But yeah, this is quite good. Quite like it. It was the first time I sort of improvised extra stuff to put on it. Yeah, probably spent far too long on this model. But yeah. What else we got? Right, we'll do that last. Right, now for some World War I stuff that you haven't seen on this channel. So we've got two Fokkers here. I want to see how YouTube deals with that. So we've got the Eindecker E3 and the DR1, and I mean it's one of the earliest models I did, that DR1, and I mean you have to do the Red Barons version of it, don't you? At least on your first DR1. If I did an next one, I'd do his brother's one that he also include. Now that's an Airfix kit. That's a Revell kit. And yeah, quite fun. Sort of messed up on the decal on that one over there, because these were early models. But I'm quite happy with it. It's the first model I use my varnishes on. And actually, interestingly, this model doesn't have a matte varnish on it, and actually it has decal fix in it, but not matte varnish. So I might actually do that, because although this is a like sort of a, it's small. Like it was a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I didn't realise how small the plane was. But I'm quite happy with this. I really like the look of this plane, and I would build another one. Maybe not in the Red Barons colour, like I say, because these just look really good in a shelf. And although you can see the brush strokes for miles and the shininess of it, I still really like it. And I like this model because of just how sort of funny it looks almost. Like, it's an interesting historical sort of subject. And yeah, we've got one more model to look at. Not too much to say about those, except they were just good models. Oh, I will say about the Revell, when I say good model, it's not easy as such. It's quite fiddly, and it is small. Like, compare it to this 176 tank, if you know how big these are. Yeah, you can see that's not a big thing. Anyway, let's move on to the final thing, the thing I've completed most recently. I didn't even do an unboxing of the kit, which is a shame. The Churchill 7 176 scale from Airfix. Now, I really like the end product. I'm not the biggest fan of the Churchill per se. I think it's a bit of an odd tank in that although it's well armoured, it's got very thick armour. It's not very well shaped armour, is it? I mean, look at the front surfaces of that down there. Gee, you get a shell there, it's square and going through. It's going to do you some serious harm. Also, the turret's not that well designed, but then again, the same can be said for the Cromwell. It's very 90-degree armour. I know you have to achieve that for getting the crew in there, but it's not like excuse me, it was comfortable in there either, because of the thick armour meant it was small on the inside and the hatches weren't designed for people. But apart from that, it's an alright tank, and it did do its job. It was slow, but it was incredibly good off-road. Now, what this Airfix kit has convinced me is I don't want to ever build another one of these Airfix kits, this Churchill, because let's just say those wheels down there, you can see all the wheels, these road wheels are a nightmare. I just mean, I didn't think this would be a review of this kit or a review of the Churchill tank, but let's just say I did not do that. What I had, you basically have to sandwich them between the inside plate, these two sort of plates. There's two plates there. Well, I couldn't do that because I sort of glued them a bit oddly, and well, I couldn't line them up correctly, so I ended up breaking them all off, gluing these two bits together, and then cutting off the connecting bit, lining up bits, and just gluing them in. And that sort of worked. And then the tracks, because you need to put the tracks on before you technically close them up, so the tracks are literally just cut up as soon as they go up there, and the same as at the back. Which is good, because I get spare rubber tracks, and that's what these are. You get these. They do include these tracks put on the side here, to be fair. But yeah, and I made quite happy with this. I made a tarp out of just rolled up a bit of the box and put an elastic band around it and painted it, and I think it looks quite good. Yeah. One thing I will say about this, I do want to build a World War I tank, and this always reminds me of these sort of front bulkheads, and this sort of shape down here reminds me of the those big sort of landship ones, the First World War ones. Reminds me of them all the time, which is interesting. Anyway, I suppose I best move on to the outro because there's not much more for me to talk about. Okay, and I know the lighting here is an absolute travesty, but there's not long left. I thought I'd put the models up there. Might as well. It looks a bit cooler. And you haven't seen any of these models, so the thumbnail will look great. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching all this year. I've got a few things to say. We've gained quite a bit. We're now on 73 subscribers, and that's gone up quite a few in recent days. I've definitely got a lot better at modelling since that initial World War One BE2. Some things I'd probably say I might have got worse at. I've taken much longer to build each model. That might be because I'm using different techniques or I'm just getting slower. Anyway, we've also, the Harrier video, the GR1, is now on 893 views, which is astounding. It goes up like 10 each day, and it has just been gone uncontrolled. There was one day where it got like 50 views. So unbelievable. So yeah, thank you if you've watched that and you've stuck along, although as the statistics suggest you haven't. And well, yeah, I'd like to thank you all for watching this year. There'll be plenty more next year, hopefully, if all goes well. I mean, I've got plenty of kits to be getting on. It's not like I need any more ones, any new ones. Yeah, thank you for watching. I've been the Model Maniac. Like, subscribe, and have a very happy Christmas. And if I don't see you, if I don't upload again between now and New Year, Happy New Year as well. Goodbye.